we believe if we're going to change America, we have to think states. It's not about having some national person come in, helicopter in your state, take a picture, leave a march, and leave. Movements start from Selma up, from Milwaukee up. They don't start from Washington, D.C. down. Madison up, or Madison over, and Greensboro up, not from D.C. and New York down. So what we believe is that in this moment of history, we're in the middle of a third Reconstruction. This is what we need. We need indigenously led, state-based, focused on state government, not heavily focused straight on the legislature and the government, deeply moral, deeply constitutional, anti-racism, anti-poverty, pro-justice, pro-labor, transformative fusion movement in every state. Our relationship with our coalition partners, we have learned, must be transformative, not transactional. In other words, you can't have people in the coalition who are just there until they win. We need people who understand the intersectionality and the connectivity between the issues that each partner focuses on. And so if you believe in environmental rights, you also have to believe in labor rights. You believe in labor rights, you have to believe in voter rights. You believe in voter rights, you have to believe in education rights. You believe in education rights, you have to believe in health care. They all go together. The greatest myth of our times is that extreme politics only hurts a small subset of people. And what the extremists do, notice I didn't say Democrat, I said extremists. What the extremists do is they try to make us fight separately. They attack us separately and make us fight separately. But we must understand that extremist politics hurt us all. I never will forget that we got in the middle of the LGBT fight in North Carolina. Some friends asked me, well, why are you involved as a black preacher? Why are you involved in LGBT? I said, first of all, this isn't a war between the black church and the LGBT. That's a false notion. That's a notion that religious rights try to understand. Anybody that understands race in America is the black church. No? Okay. So first of all. Second of all, I said to them, because the 14th Amendment was passed to provide equal protection under the law for every citizen, because of what had been done to black people. And because black people know the original sin of America, which is racism, and because black people know that once that sin was committed, it took 250 years of chattel slavery, 100 years of Jim Crow, martyrs and people being killed, and we still haven't gotten over it. We ought to be the last ones that want to see anybody codify hate into our Constitution. And they said, but it's not the same thing as racial discrimination. I said, I know that. But it's discrimination. And because I've been touched by America's original sin of racial discrimination, then I have to stand opposed to all the authority. And using that argument, we were able to get allies who were theologically and in their own churches, based on the First Amendment, the right from and for all religion, they were not totally for same-sex marriage, but they stood with us against Amendment 1 on the moral and constitutional principle that even if I've not come to that point inside my church sanctuary, I have to be against anything that codifies hate and discrimination within the law of this land. In North Carolina, We come together, black, white, Latino, Native American. We are Democrat, Republican, and Independent. We are people of all faiths and not of faith, but who believe in a moral universe. We are natives and immigrants. We are business leaders and workers and unemployed. We are doctors and uninsured. We are gay and straight students and parents. We are the NAACP, labor, educational advocates, veterans, peace advocates. We all stand together to lift up and defend the most sacred moral principles of our faith and our constitutional values. And those are, I am my brother's keeper. Those are what matters in life is how we treat the least of these. Those are establishing justice for all people. And we found commonality in that. And then we look at things through a constitutional moral lens. The movement in North Carolina is about the moral fabric. Say moral fabric. Moral fabric of our society. We believe we are called to a deeply moral and constitutional vision of what is possible. We look at public policy through the moral lens of justice for all and through the constitutional principle of governing for the good of the whole. And then we point out how extremist policy is morally indefensible, constitutionally inconsistent, and economically insane. That's the truth. And we need movements in every state that are focused on the state legislature and the government that examine policies based on this. Is it morally defensible? Is it constitutionally consistent? And is it economically sane? And if it's not, regardless of party, we call it out. We also in our movement address directly the fallacies of the so-called religious right that seeks to limit the moral debate to abortion, homosexuality, and prayer in school. First problem is that there are no scriptures about prayer in school. Not about prayer in the house. And the other issues that they raise, there may be one or two scriptures they misinterpret, most of them, and none of the scriptures in the Bible, particularly in the New Testament, speak to the issue of allowing you to hate somebody. In fact, even in the Old Testament, the demand of the Torah was that you treated the stranger the same way you treat your brother. So we must challenge the religious right. And to my progressive friends, you can't throw out religion just because people have messed it up. And when you want to debate somebody on religious right, the best debate is not necessarily having somebody who's an atheist. I'm not against that. That's your position. But what you need is an evangelical like me challenging the so-called heresy of the religious right evangelicalism. And say, brother to brother, sister to sister, I don't see how you're ignoring. That doesn't matter. You need somebody like me or some other preacher that can say to the so-called conservative religious right, I don't even think you're conservative. Because I'm a true conservative. See, conservative means to hold on to the essence of it. So if the essence of faith is love and justice and mercy and treating people right and helping the least of these, then how do you say you're a conservative if all you're concerned about is who you can hurt, who you can put out, and who you can deny? You got to take the language back. So I often say to my religious black brothers and sisters, you all are quite liberal. Because you literally leave out the essence of what faith is all about. So I tell them, if you want to have a debate about morality with a real conservative, bring it on, baby. Bring it on. Now, the next thing about this coalition, I'm almost through, is that we must take the issue of race seriously. And race cannot just be where the NAACP talks about race. First of all, the NAACP is not a black organization. It's a justice organization. And the early leadership was white. So I'm hoping as we build in these branches, there's a lot of diversity in it. Okay? But the coalition, the Fusion Moral Coalition, must take race seriously. I moved to one in the South because we can't afford to be ahistorical. Anti-racism and poverty must be at the heart of our struggle. Somebody asked one of our leaders, Al McShirley, which issue is most important, racism or poverty? And he said yes. for both of them. You can't separate them. And you got to take it seriously. And you have to have whites that are willing to speak with clarity about racial. So racial inequality. So what we do sometimes, Jonathan, is when we had the voting rights piece in North Carolina, one day we went into the hearing, and a lady who was 80 years old and white from Georgia. She hunched me. She said, she said, Reverend Barber, let's do something. I said, "Oh." She said, I'm going to go up there and talk about race, and you talk about how these policies are affecting women. So she got up 80 years old from Georgia, and she went to the mic. She said, I know every one of you. I grew up with folks just like you. I've seen this before down in Georgia when I was a little girl. And you all know this is not right, and you know this really right, and you're expressing it. The white woman said, and when I got up there, I said, why are you hurting all my white sisters? Why are you passing a voter ID that 67% of women don't have? You see, that's coalition when we care about those issues. There are 5 areas we ought to agree on. We end up as people on games. We should have to have 5 more meetings to decide what our issues are. We ought to know by now. And here's the 5 we suggest. Secure pro-labor, anti-poverty policies that ensure economic sustainability by fighting for employment, living wages, labor rights, the alleviation of disparate unemployment, a green economy. Affordable housing in the poverty zone, and strong safety nets for the poor, and fair policies for immigrants, and infrastructure development and fair tax reform. Number 2, education equality by ensuring every child receives a high-quality, well-funded, constitutional, diverse public education. Number 3, health care for all by ensuring access to the Affordable Care Act, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and providing environmental protection. Number 5, fairness in the criminal justice system by addressing the continuing inequality and providing equal protection under the law for black, brown, and poor white people. And number 5, protect and expand voting rights, women's rights, LGBT rights, immigrants' rights, and the fundamental principle of equal protection under the law for everybody. We believe that those 5 issues go together like the fingers on a hand. And when we hold our hands together, we have a mighty fist of solidarity that can pull people together. Extremism came in our state because it was the natural reaction to success. And yes, 2013 was hard. They cut, in the first 50 days, they cut Medicaid for 500,000 people. 2,800 people died. They raised taxes on 900,000 people not ending earned income tax credit so they could give a tax credit to 23 for the richest families. They cut unemployment benefits for 165,000 people. They passed policies that resegregate our schools. They passed the policy to take our public tax money and give it to private schools. They eliminated free schools for more than 30,000 poor children. They passed the worst voter suppression bill after the show. An avalanche of extreme policy. And so all people were depressed. And then we reached down and we said, maybe that's why we didn't get this coalition for 17. Somebody said, maybe we were born for such a time. And then we decided that extreme public policy that crucifies the sick, crucifies children, crucifies education, crucifies labor rights, crucifies fair tax policy, crucifies voting rights. Every crucifixion must have a witness. And so we came together, even deeper, shoulder to shoulder. We met with the governor. He would listen to us. We tried to meet the legislators. He wouldn't listen. We brought 20,000 people to the General Assembly. 1,000 grassroots activists. But what we were doing was meeting every step of civil disobedience. See, there's steps to it. And once we met all the tenants, After they passed on April the 4th, the worst voter suppression bill, the anniversary of Dr. King's assassination, they decided to assassinate him. On April 29th, in the middle of Pentecost, we decided now was the time to go to civil disobedience.
Yeah.
We went to civil disobedience, 17 of us. 17 of us went in, but the reason it had impact is because we had all these relationships for 7 years. 17 of us said it was time to say to that army that's out there. Somebody has to stand, no matter what party is in power. Somebody has to refuse to believe that just because folk have a political supermajority, it gives them the authority to run roughshod over the Constitution. Somebody has to say there are some things that transcend political majorities and mere politics and the narrow categories of liberal versus conservative and Democrat versus Republican. Somebody has to challenge things because they're low down and wrong and extreme and immoral. Somebody has to take the stand that God asked Ezekiel to take. He said, stand up. They may not listen to you at first, but at least they will know there has been a prophet among them. So, we took our stand, singing and praying in the legislature, 17 of us, declaring it's extreme and mighty low to make it harder for people to vote. It's extreme and mighty low to be a government official and you get health care because you're elected and then won't allow the people that elected you to have the same health care. It's extreme to keep people when they're down and deny them earning income tax credit and unemployment when they have lost their job and don't call their own. It's extreme to undermine people's labor rights. It's extreme to dismantle our public schools in order to hand them over to private companies. It's extreme. It's low down. It's wrong. There is a necessity for the destiny of our democracy that we push and realize that we must look at policy through the moral lens of justice for all. We have to raise our moral dissent, knowing that whether it's heard now or it's heard later, it will be heard. And history has shown us that moral dissent sows the seed of change and justice that eventually blossoms on the landscape of democracy. So we must raise our moral dissent because it's our calling to do so. I can't promise you that if you do it in Wisconsin, everything's going to happen overnight. But I can promise you that faith without works is dead, but faith with works can set a stage for things to change. And so I'm glad today to be a part of a generation of moral dissenters. I'm glad today to be among those who give voice and spirit and bodies to the cause of justice. I'm glad today because it's our turn now. I'm out here to tell you, Martin King is not going to get up and come back. Alabama's not coming back. Father Broken is not coming back. Susan Anthony is not coming back. Susan Gomez is not coming back. But guess what? Their children are here. We are the ones that we have been looking for. Others have come before us. And I know if I conclude that we see some mighty low-down things happening now. We see some extreme public policy happening now. They're operating out of fear. They want to take us backwards. They want to overturn all of the success of the past. They want us, Sister Wilson, to take us down the low road to destruction. But I stop by to say tonight that we must be the ones who demand higher ground. We have to say to this nation, we refuse to accept the low ground of extremism and the path of road to destruction. We believe in higher ground, where every child is educated, higher ground, where labor rights are protected, this moment that if we take this nation to the moral academy, if we take this nation to school, if we stand up in this moment, there will be a day when our children's children will honor our memory because we did not give up on higher ground. Higher ground. I'm telling you, I'm almost through college and I'm tired. I've been so long, but I'm telling you what's wrong with it. When I got off the plane and I got here, I felt a spirit here. I felt a revival in this country. And I'm sorry that I'm just a country preacher. And let the spirit say preach, I preach. Let the spirit say march, I march. Let the spirit say stand, I stand. I feel something in this country. They might have beat you down on the uprise, but there's a more rising coming. You can't turn back now. It was too hard to get the rights we won. Too many people have died. Too many people have sacrificed. Too much blood has been shed. Turn to your neighbor and say, we can't turn back now. All over this nation, tell them, we can't turn back now. Let me be a country preacher for 5 minutes. Close with God's question to Ezekiel. Can these bones live? Can there be a revival in Wisconsin? Despite what the government is doing, what the legislature is doing. Can there be a revival in North Carolina? Despite what the extremists can do. Well, I want to testify tonight. And I want to tell you what I've seen, not just what I've heard. At the beginning of 2013 in North Carolina, people were depressed. A group of extremists came into office. They began the politics of attack. On April 29th, 17 of us have been organized and for years decided to take a moral stand. We did. The next week, we didn't call anybody, but 34 more people came and did the same thing. The next week, 68. And after 13 weeks, 945 people. More than any time in the history of America at a state capitol. We went in because God said we went in. Said to go in. We were hoping that we could speak to that time. But instead of listening, they laughed at us. They called us outsiders and morons. And they arrested us. And our arrest sheet says arrested for praying, singing, and talking loud. But I'll stop by to tell you we couldn't stop all of that legislation. Yeah. But now, after almost a year, we've had 76 Moral Monday efforts. Yeah. Now, though they dismissed us, the movement in North Carolina is an inspiration all around the country. Now, though they said it wouldn't make a difference, they said it was a waste of time. They said the legislators wouldn't listen, and they were right, Paul. But since April 29th, daring to speak truth in love and a moral vision of community, the dry bones have come together. From 17 on April 29th to over 100,000 4 weeks ago on February 8th, the dry bones. On social media. Now we have over 1 million. The dry bones are coming together. The Forward Together World Money Movement is now listed as one of the top 40 movements in the world. The dry bones coming together. When we started, the governor was at 50%. When I left, we was under 30% in the hole. The dry bones coming together. When we started, the legislature was at 40%. Now to change the heart and the conscience of the people. And you make a decision with the time and the life that you have that you're not going to participate in other folks' oppression. And what I mean by that is somebody puts their foot on your neck and you don't tell them to get it off, then you become a participant in their oppression. But if you tell them to get it off, then there's possibility for change to come. And so finally, moral dissent, the only way to save this nation. Moral dissent, fusion politics is the higher ground that we must move to. My son is an environmental physics major. He tells me some things about the environment and nature. He told me last year, Daddy, if you ever get lost in the mountain territory, don't hike out through the valley. I said, why, son? He said, because snakes live in the valley. He said, if you check with anybody who's ever been a survivalist or a biologist, they'll tell you, if you're going to hike your way out of mountainous territory, it might be tough, but first climb up the